Now you guys know, over the years, I've cast some pretty weird crap inside of resin, but on today's episode, I think I have a clear winner, because today, I'm casting a freaking bladder stone. You're probably asking yourself, what's a bladder stone? I know I asked myself the same question when Brent Campbell, a urologist from Texas, emailed me. He said, Ben, I've got this bladder stone and it's one of the largest in history and it probably belongs in a museum. So I emailed him back and I said, mate, if you're willing to risk it, I'm willing to cast it. How unbelievable is this? Can you believe this actually come out of a human body? Imagine having this inside of you. I got to admit, holding this makes me feel a little bit squeamish, but it's something that I just couldn't say no to. The oddity in this is just unbelievable. Now before I go casting this in epoxy resin, the first thing I need to do is coat it in UV resin. That way it'll trap all the air inside. Just when I thought this stone couldn't get any more unusual, check out when I wave the UV torch over this side. See that green patch? What do you guys think that is? Let me know in the comments. So now that I have the bladder stone all coated in UV resin, the next thing I need to do is get a container and pour myself a base layer. The resin I'll be using for this one is called ArtCast. If you want to try it for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description. Now I'm just going to pop this in the pressure pot and we'll check on it later. So my next step is to take some UV resin and I'm going to glue down the bladder stone. It's now time for the main pour, and for that I'm mixing up 1.2 litres of epoxy resin. Look what I've just noticed. See those bubbles? The bladder stone's leaking air. So we must have missed a little pinhole while sealing it. Well, that's not what we wanted. We're just going to have to wait and see now, and hopefully it either stops releasing air or the pressure pot will just do its job. Well, here goes nothing. I really don't know what to expect here. All I know is I hope it's not like the failed bottle opener. Hopefully we got a nice cast. Check that out. No bubbles. Well, I guess now it's time to try and get it out of this mold. Hopefully it comes out nice and easy. Wow, look at that. How cool does it look? Look at the size of this thing. That's amazing. And check that out. Remember, that's the bit that was all like fluoro under the UV light? Look at it now. This thing looks so cool. And it doesn't really have that bubble effect that I thought it might have. It turned out really nice. My next step is to give it a sand and a polish, and then I can make a stand for it. I'm now going to use my little CNC machine to carve out a little recess so it's got somewhere to sit. I also carved a top piece for the business card to sit in. one more thing to carve, and that is a circle for my logo to go in. It's now time for me to make a deeper hole so I can install an LED light. To give this beautiful Amora some protection, I'm going to coat it with some linseed oil. It's time for the finishing touches. I need to put the business card and the light in the top, and I need to put my logo on the bottom. I'm going to start by gluing in the LED light. Now I'm just going to unscrew the bottom and glue it in. That way if ever he needs to get the batteries out, he can just unscrew it. Well guys, I got to admit, I didn't think this bladder stone was going to turn out this good. I was actually a little worried there for a while. Now before we take a closer look, I wanted to remind you guys that all our brand new merch is now available in our Etsy store. So if you guys are after an Elliot shirt like this, or maybe one of our other designs, they're all available now. And while you're there, check out our new range of dragon eggs. If anyone's interested, I'll leave a link in the description. Let's take a look at this bladder stone.